Hello. Welcome to Easy English Interviews, the podcast for English language learning. My name is Chris Kent. I'm an associate professor of English as a second language in Japan. And in this podcast, I interview interesting people in easy English so English students can practice their listening comprehension skills. Please enjoy listening to the interviews, and if you would like to check your comprehension, please check the questions in the podcast episode notes or go to kjkentmsed.substack.com and click on the post for this episode. There you can subscribe to my Substack and receive email notifications whenever a new interview is released. インタビューをお楽しみください。理解度を確認したい場合は、ポッドキャストノートの質問を見るか、URL kjkentmsed.substack.com にアクセスして、このエピソードをクリックしてください。そこで私のサブスタックをサブスクライブして、新しいインタビューがリリースされるたびに、電子メール通知を受け取ることができます。Okay, let's start the interview. Alright, today we're speaking with Mamiko Komiyama, and she's a teacher in Nagano Kosen in Japan. So, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for taking time to speak with us today.
Oh, thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so my first question is, what part of Japan are you from?
Okay, I am from Toyama Prefecture in the Hokuriku region. It's close to the Japanese Sea. So I grew up near the seaside and swam a lot when I was a child. Then I moved to Tokyo and lived there for about 17 years and now live in Nagano City.
I see. Yeah. I didn't know that. And when you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I loved taking care of plants and flowers. So when I was a child, I wanted to be a florist.
So then why did you decide to become a teacher?
Actually, I didn't want to be a teacher. But I have a reason. So because my parents were teachers and my grandparents were also teachers, and they were always too busy to play with me. So I hated their job. But my mind has changed when I entered the university and majored in American literature and culture. I began to think that I wanted to be a scholar or a researcher in this field. So then I got a position in Nagano Kosan, which allowed me to continue my research while teaching English. So in that sense, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah, for sure, and so are we. So then, what are the good and bad parts of your job and why?
That's an interesting question. Okay, for good parts of my job, I'm a teacher at Nagano Kosen. I have two good points. First, students in Nagano Kosen are really nice and friendly, so I always enjoy my classes. Another point is that I can have my own office. Yeah, that's so nice. Actually, I don't have my own room at home. But I have my study room here, so I can concentrate on my work when I don't have any classes.
I see.
And if I have to pick a bad point, it would be that the teachers at Nagano Kosan, or the Kosan or teacher, have to do several different jobs and tasks at the same time. For example, teaching a number of classes, preparing for it, and several committees, taking care of students, of course. So there are too much work to do.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, let's not talk about work then. How about your hobby? What is your hobby and why do you like to do that?
Okay, I have many hobbies like cooking, reading, listening to music, playing cello, and so on. Those kind of things relax and comfort me. Maybe I'm a little bit tired now.
I see.
Yeah.
Have you ever traveled overseas? And if you have, where have you been?
Oh, yeah. I have traveled not a few numbers of countries, about 20 countries.
Wow.
Again, to name of them, from in Southeast Asia, I have been to South Korea, Hong Kong, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, the Philippines. And in the Pacific region, I went to the island of Hawaii, yeah, it's nice, and the Republic of Palau. And yes, I have studied in American literature and culture, so I visited many cities in the United States, and I have traveled in Jamaica, in the Caribbean. And yes, I have much more. I have also been to European countries such as England, France, Italy, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Spain. And I've also been to Turkey, which is a country where the culture of East and West meet. This country is one of the most beautiful and interesting country, I think.
Yeah, Turkey is a place that I've always wanted to visit.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Let's switch to a different topic now.
Right,
so,
okay.
How about movies? What is your favorite movie and why?
Okay, my favorite movie. Okay, if I recommend Kosen students, The Terminal, the name of The Terminal, released in 2004, is good to watch.
Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah. The director is Steven Spielberg.
Ah.
Yeah. This film teaches us how to survive the world when trouble strikes us. So how to make friends, how to speak English, how to communicate with other people, and how to cope with the new environment. The actor, yes, that's Tom Hanks performs a man who has to stay in the airport in New York City because after he left his country, a war broke out and suddenly he becomes a man without a country. I mean, he lost his country. And also he is not allowed to enter the United States because his visa is not valid anymore. He suffers tragedy, but he becomes a tragic man, but he bravely confronts his fate and gets his life back. And finally, please check the movie how it ended. Anyway, it is very heartwarming and interesting film for everybody.
It sounds like it would be good for students.
Yeah, sure.
Because sometimes students might feel like they are a person without a country when they are overseas and they don't have that support from the culture surrounding them.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, my next question is, what is something that you have done that you're very proud of?
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a doctorate degree last year while working at Kosen and raising 2 children.
Wow.
It was really tough work for me, but my family helped and supported me a lot. So I am even more proud of my family than I am proud of myself.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Yeah. So how about on the other side, what is something that you wish you hadn't done?
Maybe it's nothing. Everything I've done has meaning. I can guarantee you that. Even if you think something is useless or it's not worthwhile at the time, but later you will realize, it wasn't useless. It was something meaningful to me. So everything I've done has its meaning.
Yeah, I think that's an attitude that people get as they get older. I think as well. I felt the same way sometimes where I thought, that was something terrible that happened to me. But then when I look back on it, it was actually, it turned me in the right direction. So.
Yeah. Gradually we satisfied our own life.
That's right. Oh, good. Okay. So how about the future? What are your goals for the future now?
The goal, well, it's a bit of a difficult question. I'm already an adult, so I don't have much ambition anymore. I just want to live in peace. But, I have a small personal wish. Someday I'd like to get cats and dogs from an animal shelter who are abused or abandoned, and I'd like to take care of them. I want to live with them. That's
very nice, yeah. Okay, my final question, which I ask all of my guests, is if you had any advice for someone who's learning English, what would it be?
Okay, this may be a kind of practical advice. Okay, if you're using an iPhone, iPad, or other digital devices, try to change the language setting from Japanese to English. Yeah, since we use these devices every day, every hour, every minute, so we can naturally get familiar with variety of English expression just by using them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's something that I should try to do and change the settings to Japanese on my devices. Although my work computer, I have to do a lot of work in Japanese. So.
Oh, yeah, we have to do that.
Okay, well, this has been really fun. So I'd like to thank you for coming. And hopefully, in the future, maybe we can sit down and have another chat.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I'd like to try.
Okay, well, thank you again. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Mamiko Komiyama sensei. And I hope that you can try the comprehension questions when you have free time to check your listening ability in English. And please, if you would like to be notified when the next podcast is up, please join or subscribe at kjkentmsed.substack.com. All right, thank you, and see you next time. Bye-bye from Easy English Interviews.